Car Park Social. How you going, lads?
Hey, good, Abel.
Yeah, doing all right. Bloody good. Hometown gig tonight, Esperance. Saturday night jive. What do you reckon?
First gig in 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm psyched.
It's been a while, so we've had a little bit of downtime. We've got some new stuff, and looking forward to playing in Esperance again.
Yeah, cool, lads. Sensational EP.
Thanks.
I've been listening to it all week. I listened to it flat out when I was driving down from Margs, and I'm really loving that.
Thanks, man.
That's probably the best EP I've heard in a long time. So,
Cool.
yeah.
We'll try and make it a longer one for you next time.
I reckon you've got a good thing going on there, eh? So
Thanks, man.
Keep it up. Recorded in Coolgardie, the train station there.
Yeah, so it's the historic train station in Coolgardie. It's just a road back off the main drag, and they stopped using it as a train station in 1957 or something, I think, around then. And since then, it's just kind of I'm not sure when they started using it for commercial premises and stuff, but there was a few different businesses that were in there, and nothing kind of stuck. I don't think anyone really stayed there that long. And there's a couple of guys, Drew Goddard, Brenton Meinl, and Chris Edmondson, who have a group called Barefoot Bands, which is just a little organisation that does a lot of community work and stuff, and they were basically offered the lease to it to set it up as a bass and recording studio. So that all happened probably 6 months before we went up and recorded. We were the first full band to record there, so as soon as we heard about it, we got in touch with them, and it all fell into place. It was wicked.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That was great.
Yeah. How was the recording process there with those lads? Was it like the experience really nice for the band?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was real relaxed, really. Like the guys were, they were cruisy, and we just kind of got to hang out up there for 4 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were there from the Saturday to the Wednesday. I think we left. So we had a bit of time. It was cool just being sort of away from, like Coolgardie's on the edge of the desert sort of thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's in the middle of nowhere.
It is, but it's like a really historic town. At one point in time, it was like the second biggest city in Western Australia, second most populated city in Western Australia back in the days of the gold rush. So there's heaps of history there, and there's a lot of characters and stuff in town. The guys themselves, Drew, Brenton, and Chris, all in their own rights, got they probably have somewhere from 40 to 50 years of experience between the three of them. But that aside, they're just great guys, and they just love doing music, and it's just it was a very kind of relaxing sort of a process, something that can normally be quite stressful, but
and for us too, it's just really achievable to get up there for recording rather than Perth. It's not an 8-hour drive; it's a 4-hour drive, and like John said, you don't really know anyone there, so you're just sort of there doing it. And and we've got family and all that sort of thing, so we can't be hanging out too much in.
That's right. And the place is just sort of set up in such a way that you can move throughout the building, and there's we experimented a lot with different sounds and stuff, putting amps in different rooms, and it's all such high ceilings, and there's so much natural reverb that everything on the amps just turned right down, and it's anyone who's ever passing through Coolgardie, if you see some cars parked out the front of the train station, drop in and say good day. The guys are always happy to see visitors.
Yeah, they don't mind that though.
It's still listed as a museum on probably what must be like the caravan circuit websites or something, because we have a lot of people coming through and having a look, thinking it's a little bit of West Australian history, and then there's this grommet dudes in there making racket. So.
Oh, that's good, eh, lads? With the EP and how you had the launch of it, how did it go here in your hometown? Did everyone love it? Just breathe it in and
Yeah, it went pretty well. It went really well. It sold out, and we tried to incorporate as many crew from Barefoot Bands as we could as well, plus a couple of local acts too. So it was a really good event. We were so lucky with the weather as well. It was no wind and nice sort of warm evening for Esperance. And,
couldn't have really hope for it to go much better. I think, yeah, like we were sort of nervously watching the ticket sales and that sort of thing, and it was, I don't think it was very good with about a week to go, and then just hit this point, I think, on Wednesday, where everyone just jumped on it, and yeah, sold out the day before, so it breathed a bit of a sigh of relief and just get to enjoy the day. But no, it was great. It was a really kind of a fitting ending to what was a pretty sort of intense couple of months getting it all together. And
Oh, that's awesome that it's sold out, lads. That's pretty good. But that EP's pretty amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, well, we're stoked with it, man.
Yeah.
We're really happy with it. It wasn't. I mean, no one had heard it before then, so we were still just kind of counting on, on the kindness of our mates and the general Esperance population to take a punt on it. But yeah.
Yeah, is it like a little bit strange? Like you've grown up listening to all these bands and like listening to records and stuff, and then you have your own record, and you're like, what is this? Like, is it a little bit surreal?
Well, we've all got different backgrounds and interests as well, you know. So, which is kind of typical of Esperance. There's not heaps of people in here, and there's not heaps of musos obviously either. And so we just sort of, I've got to be careful how I word this, don't I? We're just all shoved together with whoever. We're not necessarily mates, no.
That's it. There's only a certain amount of people in town that you can work with, so sometimes you have to make sacrifices and do things that you wouldn't have to do in Perth.
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah.
You see here on this couch with Dan. Kidding. Hey, kidding.
Your connection on stage, I seen it at Nanup Festival. I seen you play twice there, and that was really cool.
Thanks, man. Which shows we at?
Was the main stage,
Oh,
and what was I can't remember the stage.
the pub or Tigerville?
Tigerville, yeah. They were cool gigs, man.
Yeah, the whole weekend was awesome.
That was awesome, yeah.
It was it was hectic. We got offered a third show, and then we kind of just asked for a fourth as well. We hadn't played that much, so we were just happy to be going. And so at the time it was a good idea, and no regrets, but it was pretty hectic. But we had like so many mates and stuff come along, and my parents came down from Perth and stuff, and it was just wicked.
Yeah, it was like a big camping trip.
Yeah, and it's such a good, like almost they must, I don't know if they have like a strict no dickhead policy or how they would enforce that, but there was no, you didn't see any of the kind of usual things that you see after sort of a couple of days of everyone drinking and partying and music. It was...
Yeah, there's a few units around, but they were on the like, they were just there.
They were looking.
It was pretty funny. Like, the couple that I met, you always bump into them. Like you meet, like, hey mate, how you going? And then you meet him. He'll search for you the next day. He's just after you.
That's the guy.
Yeah, there he is. He said hello to me. He was being nice to me. The security guards aren't.
Yeah.
But no, it was pretty relaxed. It is a great festival. Yeah. What's on the cards for the band in the future?
We just recorded. We did another couple of recording sessions. We just went up to Coolgardie again, probably about a month ago now, and did 2 songs in a couple of days up there. And it was the Wednesday after that. Wham Music, the regional director Nigel Bird has been pushing different compilation CDs from around the regions. So
cool.
Sounds from the Midwest, and there was one that took in was at the Kimberley. So this one is Esperance and Warburton. So it covers that sort of like the Eastern Goldfields and the Esperance region. So it's going to be a pretty eclectic mix of musos and stuff. But that one they brought down Andy Lawson and James Newhouse for our sessions. For our session, it was one day, and we got in there with the song that Dan had played to us about a week ago on his acoustic guitar, and left like 6 hours later with a new song. So
it was really good working. So we'd just been to Coolgardie and then did this other one locally as well. So it was just really interesting to see the differences in how things were set up. I mean, they were both sort of makeshift studios, really.
One is the Bijou Theatre, and the other one, so Yeah, I mean, it almost seemed like a shame to go record in the studio at this point. You know, I remember doing like a church or something next, or something cool. But yeah, no, like Dan says, they were very, very different experiences. Like Coolgardie was kind of maybe the vibe of it and the kind of nowhere to go, nowhere to be vibe sort of turns into a bit more experimenting and stuff and a bit more fooling around with things.
Yeah, okay.
This was very much like get your drum parts done, get the guitars done, let's do vocals.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
really
they
good.
had a day.
Yeah, they had a day to get a song that they have to pitch to radio out of us, so they didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
You want to hear my triangle solo or anything like that?
Yeah. More cowbell, more cowbell.
Yeah, I'm on cowbell rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our
shit.
bass player has a traumatic history of cowbells.
He loves it.
He does. He does. I got a new cowbell. Yeah, I ordered it from Switzerland.
No, what is it?
It's a dairy farm, like an old dairy farmer's cowbell.
Is it? No.
Yeah, it's not. It's been waiting for it. It's coming.
Oh, brilliant.
But it is literally like an old cow's bell. It's ordered, just off a farmer's website.
What year is it made, mate?
Oh, I don't know.
Like
Dunno, I just sort of felt-
1930s?
Like, I don't know how, like, the cowbell I've got wouldn't have been made then, and that's like rusting, and this thing, like, was like, yeah, it looked like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hit it, but it's coming.
Sick. Oh, that's good, eh?
Mm.
Oh, well.
Dairy dummies, we call them in car park social.
Got a question for you, John.
Yeah.
Putting on your spot there, mate. If you survived the upcoming zombie apocalypse like they're telling you, if you had one band you could listen to for the next 10 years, what would it be?
Tool.
Tool.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend to think about it.
Jeez, you just wanted to blur that out, eh?
As soon as, yeah, like it's kind of a thing. Like amongst my, I mean, a lot of my friends are all quite tragic Tool fans from way back.
Oh.
Now we're just sort of like old dads that are like trying to relive it and stuff like. But yeah, they're probably the one band that I listened to when I was like 14 or 15, I think it was, that I still go back to, and they're as good, if not better, every time. So
Danny Carey must be a role model for you then?
I mean, I love his drumming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He's not a role model for me because
Okay.
things that he's doing would not be a realistic target for someone like myself.
Yeah.
I prefer to emulate like Meg White and
Yeah, okay.
the people that play things I can wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience nor the strength to practice enough to play Tool stuff.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough, man. That's a sick band to listen to for 10 years. I'm pretty sure
It's
you'll
longer
be,
than that. They haven't put out much music. So.
yeah, you might be able to play drums like Danny Carey if you listen to them on a deserted.
Well, if everyone else
Zombie
is gone,
apocalypse,
then
mate.
presumably I'm going to have access to the best of everything. So nothing else to do. Zombie apocalypse.
Dan, here you go, mate.
And I'll do off my
One for you. You get $1 million, mate, for free. What would you invest it in? Two options: crypto or lithium, mate.
Or if you could spend it. No, invest it. Invest it. That's better.
Being a tech savvy man, you know.
Lithium.
Yeah.
It's a way forward.
Lithium. You reckon?
I don't really know, to be honest. You gave me. I wish I'd had his question. I've got a shit question.
Or you said something for Kate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You could say something for Kate.
Well, you can answer that question
I'd answer with lithium
that John had as well.
Because
What is crypto?
cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin and stuff, it's how you buy drugs on the internet. That's what I'm pretty sure. That's how it's.
You don't need that down in Esperance.
I was just
No.
pretending that I didn't.
The internet doesn't work in Esperance.
Yeah.
What would you? No, you have to invest in lithium, man. Everyone's batteries, because I want better batteries, right?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
iPhone goes flat really quick, so the more money lithium investments get, surely the better the batteries become.
Then houses can all run from solar and store their own power, and it's the way forwards. It's the way forward.
There you go, mate.
Self-sustaining, free-thinking machine.
What would your band be?
Something for Kate.
Yeah.
I think so.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm a huge Paul Dempsey
Yep.
fan. Yeah.
That's where we overlap. Yeah, I mean, I've know there's something for Kate songs used to get played on Triple J when I was growing up, but his album, Paul Dempsey's album, Everything Is True, is one of, probably, yeah, that'd be, I think, up there with my favourite 3 or 4 albums ever.
Yeah, it was a great,
Brilliant, yeah.
great album.
Yeah, very good. So Dan and I overlap on something for Kate.
Yeah. Oh, no, I used to listen to Tool as well.
Yeah.
But
When
the
you're like
weird
12.
timing, the weird
The
timing.
weird
of
time.
Shat.
So I can't bang my head to it. You're more of a corn
Can't
guy.
tap my foot to it.
Yeah, that's what they
Come
want.
on, Corn.
Corn.
Oh,
If you can make the name Corn spelt wrong, cool. You're a good band.
cheers for having me, lads.
Matt, thanks so much for having us on. And,
Lovely to be in Esperance.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, man.
Yeah, thanks,
Pleasure.
man.
Awesome to meet you.
Thanks very
Yeah,
much.
thanks, lads. If you want to say anything to your friends and family, fans, now's the time, lads.
Eleni, Daddy loves you.
Sweet.
You're right.
Cheers, lads.
Thanks, man.
This one's called Put It to Rest. You got it all wrong to think that you cleaned up even half this, even half this mess. I think everything's fine now, and you can put there, you can put there that thought to rest. You can point the blame, yeah, the head in hand for throwing you there, throwing you the mess that's all controlling. But you can put there.